And have you ever had that moment when you realize you've been watching something completely wrong? And for years, I had one of those moments with Seinfeld. It wasn't until recently that I understood the show in a way I never had before. Um, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Um, and now let's get back to Seinfeld. It's often thought of as the show about nothing, but that's not exactly the whole story. Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David actually pitched the show with a different concept. It was supposed to be about a comedian's life and how they generate material. The stories from Jerry living his sitcom life were supposed to fuel his stand-up routines. This revelation came from a Reddit AMA in 2014 when Seinfeld himself spilled the beans. As a longtime fan, I was taken aback, right? For all these years, I noticed how Jerry's stand up and the episodes didn't always line up. The intros and outros had been dropped by the later seasons, and his jokes didn't always match the show's storylines. And at first, I didn't understand why, but it all clicked for me a little while ago. Now, don't get me wrong, the stand-up bits do connect to the episodes sometimes. Uh, in season five's the puffy shirt, Jerry jokes about moving back home, and in season seven's the invitations, he cracks a joke about wedding invitations. But it wasn't until I noticed something strange about the show's structure that I started to see the true difference between the sitcom Jerry and real Jerry. And for years, I watched Seinfeld with the belief that the stand up routines were separate from the rest of the show. In my mind, the stand up was real Jerry, while the sitcom was just the fictional adventures of a TV character. Um, it felt like a mini comedy special sandwiched between the episodes. And then came the moment that changed everything. In season five, episode five, The Briss, I noticed something odd. Jerry had a bandaged finger at the end of the episode, um, and it struck me as odd, but I couldn't quite place why do present make making more and more available. Um, and so I never questioned the disconnects between Jerry's stand up and the sitcom episodes until then. Um, and the answer came in the form of a hilarious yet insightful episode, the sniffing accountant from season five. For those unfamiliar, it's the one where Jerry, Kramer, and Newman suspect their accountant Barry of using drugs, specifically cocaine. Um, they investigate, but it turns out Barry's drug habit leads him to declare bankruptcy, and they lose a lot of money. This episode had me laughing, but what stood out was the stand-up routine that followed. Jerry's delivery felt different this time, and he began his bit with a line about how his accountant had stolen from him to buy drugs. And it wasn't just a joke, it felt personal. Uh, that's because it was Singo, And in real life, Jerry Seinfeld had experienced something very similar, losing $50,000 due to his accountant's drug addiction. And it was in this moment that I understood everything. The line between Tice sitcom Jerry and real Jerry wasn't as clear as I thought. The experiences from Jerry's real life were seeping into the sitcom in ways I had never realized before. This revelation has stayed with me as I rewatch. It's like a new layer of understanding has been added for. I even watch it in 4K now, thanks to the recent Blu-ray release, and I can't stop revisiting the show. Um, uh, it feels fresh every time. To wrap it up, Seinfeld is more than just a sitcom. It's a reflection of the real life experiences of Jerry Seinfeld, cleverly woven into the fabric of the show. The next time you watch is pay attention to the subtle ways the two worlds merge. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.